Good morning. This is Pamela Bluewater at the Church of Maryam of Tzion in Axum, Ethiopia. We are going to talk to the guardian of the Ark, who is the sole guardian of the Ark of the Covenant, which after 3,000 years now resides here. The Ark was built from exact specifications written in the Book of Exodus, chapter 25, verses 10 through 22. It contains the original 10 Commandments carved on 2 stone tablets given by God to Moses on Mount Sinai. Good morning, Your Holiness. The guardian of the Ark of the Covenant. Your Holiness, do you have a name?
No, I am simply known as guardian of the Ark. I stay in this church, and I will be here for the rest of my life.
Well, that sounds awfully severe. We've come all this way from America to talk to you about the Ark of the Covenant and to take a quick look and a photograph of it.
No one sees the Ark. I'm sorry. If you look at the Ark, there's fear of death.
Why is that?
The Ark belongs to God. It is God's box.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there somebody else in your church who can talk?
Yes, my understudy. He can talk. He will take over for me when I pass.
Okay, we'll talk to him.
All right, but he can still not show you the Ark. People who looked at it have died.
Hi, my name is Pamela Bluewater, and I'm with J&S Biblical Productions. And we would like to know about the Ark's history from the time Joshua carried it from the Battle of Jericho to here. Oops. What do you know about it?
Well, I do know something about it. Now, the purpose of the Ark was a constant reminder of his covenant as well as his presence that dwelt amongst the people. And they began to make their way across the Jordan River. But also they was carrying the Ark because that kept the Ark close to them, which was it represented the presence of God. Now, once they approached the Jordan River, there was a supernatural phenomenon that took place. All of a sudden, the waters of the rivers began to rise straight up like a wall to allow the Israelites to cross over the river on dry ground. Now, I thought that was very amazing. Once they made it across the Jordan River, they came to Jericho, but God had given them instructions on what to do. God said, on the 7th day, I want you all to march around these walls 7 times. So on the 7th day, they marched around the walls 7 times. But also he told the priests to blow their trumpets aloud, as well as the people began to shout with the voice, I would say the voice like of triumph, rejoicing. So that the walls of Jericho came just tumbling down. Wow,
so then it saved the Israeli soldiers?
I would not quite, I would say. The Israelites were defeated by the Philistine soldiers in the battle there of Ebenezer. I believe it was about a total of 30,000 men that had perished in that battle.
Wow. What happened to the Ark?
Well, the Philistines did take the Ark from Ebenezer there and placed it in Ashdod. They took it to Ashdod and placed it in the temple which they called Dagon, which was the god of the Philistines. So they placed it there in the temple, and they left it there in the temple overnight. So early the next morning, when they got there, they saw that Dagon was laying flat on the ground, and they were probably wondering what had happened. So they removed the Ark with urgency. They took the Ark out of there, and they brought it back to the Israelis and said, here, you can have it now. It belongs to you.
Wow, horrible. Now what?
Well, after this had taken place, I do believe when King David had taken the throne, after the death of Saul, King David did take the throne. And so one of his first priorities was to bring the Ark back to Jerusalem.
Safe at last?
Not quite. Before David had died, he appointed one of his eldest sons by the name of Solomon to take the throne once David left the throne. When he died off the scene, Solomon took the throne. So what Solomon did was Solomon continued to follow the ways of his father. So when he began to reign, God appeared before him in a dream one night and asked him, what shall I give thee? Solomon asked for wisdom that was far greater than any other man that had walked the face of the earth. So God granted him wisdom. And so because of the wisdom that Solomon had, fame went through all out the land. He became famous, you know, so to speak. And so people everywhere want to come from far and near to hear his wisdom and hear what he had to say. So Queen Sheba had got news, so she came to visit him. And when she came there, she presented him with gifts and things of that nature. And she was impressed by his wisdom. So it was believed that they did have a son by the name of Menelik I, which was recorded 1 Kings, verse 10. When he grew, he was later king of Ethiopia. He became king of Ethiopia, and then by the time he was 20 years of age, I do believe he had made his way back to Jerusalem to take the ark away from Jerusalem without permission, and then he brought it back to the Church of Ethiopia, where it resides today.
Good. Now safe at last. Can we see it now?
Absolutely not. You see, like I said before, people have died from even looking in the ark.
Look here, we came all the way from America to see the ark. What if we make a deal with you, like Indiana Jones?
No deal. You see, I have to pretend that you are not here. You see, no one is allowed to see this ark. And we most certainly don't want Indiana Jones back here again.
All right, then we're not here. We're deaf and we're blind. Can you show us now?
Well, in that case.
Yay!
All right.
Miss Sudbury, let's get out of here before it's too late. I have a bad feeling about this place. This is Pamela Bluewater for J&S Biblical saying, this is as far as we can take you to find the final resting place of the Ark of the Covenant. Good morning.